on the issue of West Indies cricket and the ongoing ICC tournament. West Indies lost to England, and it appears that they did not fully recover psychologically. They were strangled in the power play. South Africa would have looked at the plan that England used, and they also execute the plan to perfection. West Indies just couldn't cut loose. And it leaves us to wonder, with the defending champions West Indies in this precarious position of losing their first two matches, is there any way back from here? And there are several issues to be addressed. One, the aging side. I mean, is this West Indies side too old? Yes, they have experience, and experience is invaluable in T20 cricket. However, is it becoming a hindrance to their performance? The second one, I would think, is the tactical awareness of the team. Were the tactics right? Pollard is touted as being one of the best, white ball thinkers in terms of captain going around. However, we have not seen that in practicality, whenever he leads West Indies, right? And so I think in terms of tactical awareness, he's a captain. He needs to come good for the West Indies in terms of tactics. And I think critical as well with the tactics is team selection. We already have a squad of 15 players. Was Ravi Rampal the right choice to replace Obed McCoy? The team certainly lacked pace. I mean, we noticed that all the teams, England, South Africa, they have some very good quick bowlers, and they have used them well. It has served them well, skillfully. We have a quick bowler in Shane Thomas. However, it appears that he's not in the best of form. Obed McCoy can bowl quick, if possible, so I think he should have possibly started. And we also have Odean Smith, rather, who is not a part of the squad but is in the training group. And, it would have been nice to see him in this World Cup. But obviously next time he will have a chance. And, of course, with the absence of Fabian Allen, could we have, found some way to include Jason Holder in the team? I mean, certainly, his calmness at the wicket, his ability to bowl good deliveries, especially in the power play overs. He is a wicket taker. Could he have been possibly useful? We have seen left-arm pace bowlers do very well too. Should Sheldon Cottrell have been in the side? Well, everybody cannot be in the side, and that is what's certain. But there are many questions to be asked. Certainly West Indies has not impressed us in terms of their tactics. Lendl Simmons has not played well. He got stuck in the crease. We just can't seem to maneuver the ball. And, there is a problem. I mean, West Indies is one of the the most popular T20 sides, and everybody would have been studying them as defending champions, and they would have carried their plans. So it was important, it was imperative for the West Indies to also, come with a counter plan, knowing that everybody is studying them to minute details in terms of matchup, who to bowl to who, and so on. And so it was important for them to address their individual weaknesses. And we have not seen that so far. We have, with the exception of Evan Lewis, who made a 50, We have seen all the other batsmen being found out in terms of a plan that has worked against them so perfectly. You know, is it that is it that some of the West Indies players, some of the players that have been selected, are it's just the names, it's just famous names that do well in the IPL, and so far we have not seen anything from them. Nothing significant from Pura, nothing significant from Hetmeyer, nothing significant from Pollard, nothing significant from Russell. Also think that Fabian Allen is a big miss, because he's one of the power hitters who hits the ball well over the offside. We have seen so far, well, Russell tend to go leg side more than offside. Likewise, Pollard tend to go down the ground and will sometimes favor the onside. And you find that Fabian Allen will hit the ball well on both sides of the wicket, almost like a 360 player. So I think he was also a big miss. But West Indies, we have to rally around them. But there are so many questions to be asked about this present West Indies team, and are we expecting them to win the next game going forward? What will happen after this World Cup in terms of these players? Is it one last big dance for them? You have the likes of Chris Gayle that we assume will retire after this. We have Bravo, Rampal, maybe Lendell Simmons, maybe Pollard, maybe even Russell. These are guys that are well into their 30s. Yes, most of the names I called are over 35. And so I think after this World Cup, we'll definitely have to rebuild, and we have some very good potential replacements for the guys that we think will make way in the future, and so that we can rebuild for the next World Cup. It will take an astonishing performance. We have to win all the next 3 games, and we also have to win it in such a way that the net run rate would be favorable to us, so that we can stand a possible chance and hope for some of the teams to lose and so on for us to make it. It is going to be a challenge, and a lot of questions to be asked. Many prominent West Indies former players question the squad selection. Many question some of the players who are senior players. Some question should they have been given the opportunity to go to this World Cup. Roger Harper and the other selectors have been highly criticized all over in the Caribbean, and so with the team not performing, it's going to be added pressure. Should Kieran Pollard keep his job as captain of the West Indies? If we do not fail, if we do not move on to the semi-finals, if we fail to qualify for the semi-finals, which look the most likely possibility right now. So there are so many questions to answer in terms of what is really happening with West Indies cricket, what is really happening in this World Cup. We were seen as one of the favorites, and we have been performing nothing like that. I'm sincerely disappointed. I'm very disappointed in terms of what has been happening so far. And so we wish West Indies all the best in the next game. We hope that they pick a balanced squad. Hayden Walsh was played in the last game. He didn't get any wickets. I think they were depending on him to get wickets, and I hope that depending on the condition, they might give him another chance, because a leg spinner is always a very good option. And speaking of spinners, why has the real reason why Sunil Narayan is not playing for the West Indies? I do not know. And does he really want to play for the West Indies? Is it really just a fitness problem? And if Kieran Pollard, who is said to be a very good friend of Sunil Narayan and is so influential, according to what they say, shouldn't he have gotten his friend to play for the West Indies, or convince his friend to play for the West Indies? Is it really just a fitness problem? Or is Sunil Narayan just not available and has really no desire nor interest to represent West Indies again? There are so many different issues, so many different problems. And I hope that West Indies will win at least the next three matches and give themselves a chance. But when we face the Australians, they're going to come with the same plan. They're going to come with their fast bowlers, with Cummins and Stark and Hazelwood. And we have to have a plan to counter that. Because so far, the teams have used the quick bowlers to target Chris Gayle and Kieran Pollard. And they have done nothing much, nothing significant in terms of countering that plan. And so we are always under pressure because we do not run the singles so well. And so we have to be more dynamic going forward. I hope that is the case.